Peace to the gods. You're listening to Hindsight Radio.
Peace. What's up? Peace to the gods. What's going on, everybody? This is AKIEM L here on Hindsight Radio, the information station, changing the nation. You are now listening to the Truth Tuesday show. Thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope your family's doing well. Hope you're reaching your goals, your prosperity, your wealth, your good health. Hope you're just one step further today than you was yesterday. Myself, life is wonderful. Life is great. Things are going as planned. Last week, I think it was last week, last week or the week before last, I talked about how I got an email from someone about how they were proud of their state citizenship passport. And that's, they did that process, right? I got it as state citizen, they did that. So this person took it upon themselves to email me back. Oh, you talked about me last week. He was, I guess he was upset, like as if I said his name. Nobody know who you are or who I'm talking about. I just talked about the situation. I used it as a tool to teach, to show why state citizenship is a bad idea, according to my study. So I read off the Utah Constitution, and I read off the North Carolina Constitution, but I didn't read the Tennessee Constitution. That's the state he's in, Tennessee. Let me be factual here, because I'm going to read the email again. He's going to get to listen to this all over again. I'm talking about you again. He said, I couldn't listen to the night of your call. I had to work, but I found your call discussing my situation. Figure of speech meaning I read and listened. I read the Tennessee Constitution attached. I cannot find any verbiage used in the Utah or North Carolina Constitutions. Can you? So basically, he's asking me to do a consultation through the email to prove that the Tennessee Constitution is, gave up their rights to the United States. So if you call yourself a state citizen, you're basically a United States citizen. So that's what he's asking through the email, So I said, how did I respond? Where's my response? Then he said, also, I find it odd that you complain about people not reading what they're espousing, yet you justify the situation in Tennessee, but read constitutions for Utah and North Carolina, but not Tennessee, all caps. Nowhere in the Tennessee Constitution does the word allegiance appear. So he honed in on this one word, allegiance. That was the subject of the subject matter, allegiance. Allegiance is just one word, saying that if you have allegiance to this state, you are basically giving your allegiance to the United States. But they use different words that pretty much mean the same thing. And they're not always in the same spot. That's why you got to read the whole Constitution. At least my search in Adobe could not find it. So all he did was type in allegiance and look for that one word. See? So I'll have to say this, to clarify, to reiterate, to iterate, to put an emphasis on it. You can't just be looking for one word. And if it doesn't say that, it's not making you a part of the United States. You have to look and read the whole thing, get the whole picture. That's why I study what I study. I listen to other people's stuff, because sometimes I listen to other people and they might have a piece of the puzzle that I don't have that I can add to what I know. I look at the whole pie, good and bad. Look at everything. The only way you're going to know the truth of anything, you have to look at the whole situation. Everything. Although judges in courtroom don't follow this rule, but they're supposed to hear both sides of the story. The good, bad, and ugly. Then the judge, really the jury, that's where it's supposed to be, they decide the facts of the case. They come up with a decision. based off of hearing everything. But we know these courts are not fair. They don't let you talk in there, especially if you're in there in propria persona as oneself. But that's where it's supposed to work. So basically, he limited his studies to just this one word. He didn't hear everything I say. See, and that is sometimes an issue when I'm teaching. I say stuff and people listen to hear one thing and they just hone in on that one thing. That's how they comprehend. Everybody comprehends things differently. So, then I responded. Where's my response? Where is it? Where's mine? I'm trying to find, because there was so many show details. How did I? Why isn't it showing my response? Or am I missing it? My response. Basically, I told him to get on the show and I'll discuss it. You know, I'm not going to do a consultation through email. You can either set up a private consultation or you can get on the show. And we can discuss it. But I'm going to just discuss it anyway. I'm trying to see how I responded here so I can be factual. I see what I said. Like I said before, get a consultation privately or get on the air, one or the other, so we can discuss it. Let's see. He was going back and forth with me, and I said, how about you stop emailing me, have fun being a state citizen. It's obvious you cannot hear very well. Your understanding of this subject is limited, and you are trying to bait me into helping you understand this subject. But if you want me to break it down why state citizen is a bad idea, either schedule a consultation or you get on the air and I will open up your line and relieve you of your confusion. You know, it was something else I said between there, but I can't find that email. I can't find it. Let me see. Let me check my sent folder because I want to be factual here. I don't want to leave nothing out. I want to be accused of just, okay, here's my sent. That was an old one. That was on the 29th. From to, he says, I can't find what I said, but that's basically what I said there. I know I said something else. Hey, I can help you, whatever. But anyway, let me break this down. Why state citizenship is a bad idea. I guess I got to go a little bit deeper, real deep. So I'm going to start with the U.S. Constitution, where in Section 8, Section 8, go all the way down to subsection 17, where it says to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over each district, not exceeding 10 miles square, as may, by session of particular states. So we already looked at the word session, right? Session is this: the formal giving up of rights, property, or territory by a state. Right? That's what a session is. Surrender, transfer, transference, transferal, grant, bequest. That's the synonym. All right? There you go. That's what it says. So how does that relate to Tennessee? So let's go to Tennessee. Let's go to the state. He said it didn't say that in there. It doesn't say anything about allegiance, which the word allegiance is not used, but it does say how they are a part of the United States. They have given up the right to the United States. It says it. Why? Because he didn't read the whole thing. And if he had read at the very beginning of the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, preamble, Declaration of Rights, and here's what it said. Whereas the people of the territory of the United States south of the River Ohio, I'm going to stop right there and go back to what I just read. It says to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district not exceeding 10 miles square as may. Now, you know what that means, that the United States only have jurisdiction over D.C., District of Columbia, but by cession of particular states, right? So in the very first sentence of the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, it said it gave up. It said it's the territory of the United States south of the River Ohio, having the right of admission into the general government as a member state thereof, consistent with the Constitution of the United States and the act of cession of the state of North Carolina, meaning North Carolina gave a part of its land to Tennessee, recognizing the ordinance for the government of the territory of the United States northwest of Ohio River by their delegates and representatives in convention assembled, did on the 6th day of February in the year of our Lord, 1796, ordained, establishing constitution or form of government, and mutually agreed with each other to form themselves into a free and independent state by the name of the state of Tennessee. So it just said that their legislators, in so many words, by session, convened and said they were the territory, part of the territory of the United States. So yes, they formally gave themselves up to the United States willingly. Okay? I think that settles it, right there. But let me go on. Let me hit this one more out of the park. Since you want to email me and have this dialogue, and like you had your information together, you was on point, because it was a little more dialogue than what I'm saying. I just can't find all of the email chains. Challenging me. I don't mind challenges, but you got to come a little heavier than what you did, brother. And here you go. Let's go to the Articles of Confederation. We all know the Articles of Confederation is what formed the United States of America, right? Not the United States. And the United States of America created the Congress and United States assembled, what we call in the United States, right? All right. Right here in Section 4, the very last sentence says, full faith and credit shall be given to in each of these states to the records, acts, and judicial proceedings of the courts and magistrates of every other state. So what it's saying that if North Carolina says citizens of this state owes paramount allegiance to the United States, that Tennessee has to give it full faith and credit, and any other state. So a judge who wants to make you a U.S. citizen could go to some other state that has that wording in their constitution and use it against you. Just like you can use the supremacy clause, they can on you, and they have. That's why your game got to be tight. That's why you have to understand what words you're putting on a piece of paper before you jump and you act. You understand? So, how do you dispute that? You can't, right? And there's other places in different constitutions where they talk about judicial acts being, you can use them in any other state. The same weapons you can use on them, they can use on you. But a light came out of this. Reading, see, I really like challenges because it makes me read, it makes me study more and go back and look at stuff. I've skimmed the Tennessee Constitution many times, but I did not see this. And for anybody in Tennessee, this is a real eye-opener. Let's keep going. Let's go down to I think it's the judicial portion of this Constitution. Let's go down. So I thank you, brothers, for challenging me because I wouldn't have found this if you didn't. So I appreciate your willingness to learn. Let's go. I think I skipped over it. Yes, it's in the Judicial Department, Article 6. Judicial Department, and go down to the very last section. It says, no fine shall be laid on any citizen of this state that shall exceed $50 unless it shall be assessed by a jury of his peers, who shall assess the fine at the time they find the fact, if they think the fine should be more than $50. So what that says is you go to court for a traffic ticket and it's more than $50 and a jury has not decided to be more than $50, this Constitution, that's against the Constitution. Specifically. Now, I've read the other paragraphs to kind of see if there was a connection up there. They're saying any fine over $50, if a judge has entered that fine, they just violated the Constitution. Now, I've never seen that in any other constitution. And Tennessee's constitution is pretty strong. Pretty strong, except for that part at the beginning. But, you know, they got some really good stuff in there. So, due to the resistance of knowledge and me having to go in and read, I found this little tidbit. So all of y'all in Tennessee who's got some issues, y'all got some ammo against these fines that they're charging. It says only a jury can fine you for more than $50. A trial by jury. Interesting. Constitution of the United States got another similar fact that no judge can hear a case that's cost over $20. $20 or more. You know they don't follow that. All right. There you go. And there you have it. That's why state citizenship is a bad idea. It's too much evidence in different constitutions to go and make yourself a state citizen. It can be used against you. But it doesn't say anything about a national but not a citizen of the United States. Doesn't say anything about that. They don't have nothing. All right? In any rules, you see, like with taxes, they say U.S. citizen or taxpayer. I don't say nationals. Remember, the law is precise. They have to define. If they're going to say you're going to be this, they're going to call you a taxpayer. They have to define taxpayer. Who is a taxpayer? Is that a U.S. citizen? What is that? How do I become a taxpayer? How am I a U.S. citizen? How did I become a U.S. citizen? Break it down to me, because these people go and do their passport and say, you are a U.S. citizen because you got that birth certificate. How am I a U.S. citizen? This says I was born in New York. This says I was born in North Carolina. This says I was born in Tennessee. It doesn't say United States on here. Can you explain that to me? Show me. They get dumbfounded. These answers are all right in y'all's face. Y'all just got to, look for them. All right? Let me make some announcements. This Saturday, North Carolina, Charlotte, we got a seminar talking just about what I'm talking about now, nationality, but it's going to go in depth. I'm going to talk about the SS5, correcting the birth certificate, correcting the passport, doing the passport correctly. If anybody wasn't at the one in New Jersey, you missed a good one because I went over the application in detail, answered any question in detail. I didn't leave no stone unturned. I look out for the people that travel out to my seminars and looking for information. Aren't y'all tired of going to seminars and feeling like, you just went to the strip club and didn't get all the way in? That's what the strip club feel like. You paid all them dollars just to look and couldn't touch and do nothing. Cheap thrill. No, I'm not giving cheap thrills. I'm not hyping, hey, come to seminar and then leave out information. Y'all come to learn, to get the food, the meal, the meat. Y'all want information, real information that you can use. I'm not playing those types of games. Leaving y'all with your tongues wagging out there for more, Because I want y'all to continue to come to the seminar. So when I start teaching new stuff and giving y'all good information, you're going to get the information and not, playing games. Anyway, let's go to the phone lines. We got some hands up. Take a call or two before my daughter calls at 8. Let's see something. I hope that brother's on so we can deal with this. Yeah, this might be him. It's a 901 area code, so let's see. He might have took my advice. 901-325. 901-325. Oh, wait a minute. He dropped. Okay. I was ready for the dialogue. I don't run from opposition. If I got a point, I make it. All right. I guess you did. It was a Tennessee number. I told him to get on. It might have been him. I don't know. Man, what a shame. I was looking forward to that. Let's go to 516. Maybe he dropped it by accident. Maybe he'll come back. 516-507.
Peace to the God. What up, King?
51. Peace to God. What's going on? You got a little background noise there.
Yeah, I'm in the truck, man.
Turn it down a little bit. All right. What's going on, bro? You working?
Yeah, man. I'm always dropping this gas like it's hot.
Okay.
No doubt, but I got to
do what I just said. What about this session stuff, this state citizen? What did you think? Did I make my point?
Man, I couldn't really hear you, man. I really couldn't hear it clearly.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, since you can't hear me, of course you got to tell me how's your life, what's good about your life, and then we can go into what you actually called about.
Well, what's good about my life is that I'm out here getting it, man. I'm out here making a day's pay. I'm able to feed myself, my family, keep sustain a roof over my head. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that. I don't have everything, but, I'm grateful for the things that I have.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Being grateful is the start of much success. That's how you get more, just by being grateful. People don't realize that just being thankful brings them more to be thankful for. Mm-hmm. So what you got?
I was trying to remove all of my accounts from the social. Like I put my gas and electric, all of that stuff into the estate number, and I was trying to do the same thing with my cell phone. But we was doing it. We were making good progress. But at the end, they told me I had to give them $1,000 deposit. And I called a friend of mine.
downfall of using the estate number. You do, but it usually ain't that much. Which company are you talking about?
AT&T. I'm up here in New York.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's what I said. You like you get it back after 6 months, of making your payments and all of that
They
shit.
give it back to you, but $1,000 is a lot. Have you built up any credit history with it?
Nah, I haven't. Nah, I did nothing with it. I just
could be why. Before I do a cell phone, especially a company like AT&T or Verizon,
right?
I usually build up that CPN or that estate number, whatever you're using, before I go to them to transfer the number into it. Now, are you trying to keep your old number and transfer it into the estate number, or are you just trying to get a new account?
Yeah, nah, they're going to transfer everything over into the business account. But I told them if I can avoid that deposit by changing the number, then I'll change the number. The number ain't that important.
Now, Verizon, for a cell phone, I would use the EIN instead of the estate number. And here's why: because you set up as a business or whatever, the deposit is usually not that high. And Verizon tried that with me when I was switching everything out of my social into my EIN. They said, well, you got to get a deposit. I said, wait a minute. I'm just transferring it into my business name. I'm still the guy.
Right, exactly.
And they tried to hit me with a deposit. And I told them, hey, I'll just switch to somebody else then and take my numbers over. Then they changed their tune.
That's what she was telling me. I can use a responsible party and run their credit or whatever, and they'll be able to do it without a deposit. But
no, I told them I was leaving them and going somewhere else and taking my number with me. And I told them like this. I said they might charge me the same deposit that you're charging me, but I don't have a relationship with them. I have a relationship with you, so I pay them a deposit before I pay you a deposit because you know me. You know I pay my bill.
Yeah, I've been with them for over 12 years.
Well, so, since you treat me like a stranger, I'm going to let the stranger get the money.
Exactly.
They switched it. They did it.
Yeah, okay.
You got to kind of push the envelope with them. Push the envelope. All
right. Because I was wondering, is there another way of doing it without, giving up that deposit? Is there another route that I could possibly take? What if I was to give them the CPN number opposed to the estate number with the CPN?
If you got a built-up CPN number,
I got over 2 years. 2 years with the CPN.
Here's the problem. That number that you're trying to transfer, and if you hook it up with that CPN number, it's going to connect and it's going to blend. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to merge all your credit reports.
Oh, nah. Hell no. I don't want that.
Right. So this is what I suggest. If you don't mind losing the number, just start a fresh account.
What was that?
If you're going to use the CPN number, start a fresh account if you don't mind losing that cell phone number.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You don't mind changing your numbers. Start from scratch.
All right. Well, one more question with the I finally got my injunction done, and I've been delaying on sending it out because I wanted to put some other stuff on file. I wanted to do an affidavit of truth and DBA. I wanted to have all of that stuff on file before I sent it out. And I got that, and who do I send it to now? I know it's the sheriff, the district attorney.
No, it's the sheriff, it's the attorney general of the state.
District attorney.
And the governor and the Supreme Court justice.
It's 4 people you got to. Oh, I didn't know about the Supreme Court justice. All right, that's what's up.
But the most important is the sheriff. The most important person is the sheriff.
What about the attorney general? That's not that.
No, because the attorney general, you're just noticing the attorney general and the governor and all of them. The sheriff is the law enforcer of the state. He's the one that has that injunction.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, God.
All right.
All right, peace.
All right. Okay. All right, peace. All right, let's go to, maybe he just dropped when I picked him. He came back. 901-325.
Hey, peace to the God.
Hello.
Peace to the God.
Peace to the God. What's going on?
Can you hear me? Yeah,
I
man,
can hear you very well.
Yeah, my call had dropped when you clicked on me the first time, man. But
okay.
Yeah, I had a question because I'm glad that you was dealing with the Tennessee Constitution. Man, it's been kind of hard trying to figure out how to do these DBAs out here in the state of Tennessee, right? So
I think a lot of other people have the same problem you have in Tennessee. I couldn't tell you about Tennessee because I actually know somebody in Tennessee, and I don't think they were able to do it. But first, brother, you got to stick to the rules. How's your life? What's good going with you, your family, your economic, everything? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, everything's smooth. Everything's good on my end. Great. I can really say, man, you know, I've been doing a lot of investing and stuff, man. I've been doing a lot of buying a lot of little properties.
I like to hear that.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I just really been sticking with that. You know, got my business going. So I'm really trying to figure out how to, you know, maneuver with this business now that, you know, I ran into you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, they try to hit you with a lot of little fines and just certain little things and shit that, you know, to me, like you say, looking at the Constitution is very unconstitutional. You know, but you know, just learning more about this Constitution is kind of helping me learn how to maneuver in the state of Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? So, but besides that, man, everything is good on my end, man. I can't even complain. I'm just, you know, I'm still trying to learn these processes. You know what I'm saying? So, but the more I listen to you guys. Right. The more I listen to you guys, man, it just, you know, it opens up my eyes to exactly what's actually taking place out here. You know what I'm saying?
So you know that part in your Constitution that said they ain't supposed to be hitting y'all with fines over $50.
$50, yeah. That's what I was like, damn. You know what? The crazy part is, you know, me and another brother be going over this Constitution, and I just haven't even paid attention to that part yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing that I actually was online today.
Yeah, if you don't read the whole Constitution, you're really missing a lot of good information.
Missing out on it. Right. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying because you just opened my eyes. I'm like, oh, shit, I got to read that. I got to get to it,
in the judicial section. I wouldn't have read it. Because I really don't have a reason to read the Tennessee Constitution because I'm not in Tennessee. So who's up in Tennessee need to be reading that. But the only reason why I read it because you got a person out there in Tennessee that had questions about the state citizen, whether that was good for him or not. And, you know, and I was just breaking it down. You know, I don't mind talking to people and giving them information. The time I give them information free is right now when I'm on the air, you know, for a couple of hours. You get all the information for free to ask the question. But, you know, he wants dialogue and email, you know, and go back and forth. First of all, meanings get lost in emails. You know, feelings, you know, people don't really, sometimes you can come off rude in the email when you're not being rude. So I'd rather so they can hear my voice, and they can know where I'm coming from, you know. So, and plus, when you get on the air, it helps other people that may have the same questions. Yep, you ain't lying. Because I be listening. I be trying to wait on somebody to, you know what I'm saying, ask the question that I'm trying to ask just in case I'm not able to ask it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're definitely right about that. Now, as far as your DBA, just so I can get back to what you called in about, I don't know how to do a DBA in Tennessee. And I know someone there, and I don't think they were telling me that they make it hard.
Right, yeah, they do.
But they do a DBA in some other state. If you're just trying to do the straw man, do your DBA in another state where it's easier.
That's what I wanted to ask. If I could do it in a different state and then take it and put it into the records of my state. Is that how I would have to do it?
You could do it in another state, right? And then you can file. Most states let you file in the state as a foreign DBA, like you following, I forgot what it's called. It's like a company can set up. I can set up a business here in North Carolina, but I want to set that same business up in Tennessee. I could come in as a foreign business.
Okay.
You see? Something like that. That's the term they use. It's foreign. I know it starts with foreign, but I forgot how they. Every state terms are different. Like for you got all these mortgage companies, right? They're technically supposed to register with every state that they're doing business in.
Right.
But they don't do that. Because say you got a house, right? And they want to foreclose on you. Really, to be able to lawfully foreclose, there must be a lawfully registered domestic or foreign business in that state.
Right. In order for it to foreclose on it.
Right. You're making money in the state, but the state's not getting a cut out of it because you're not registered there. Right.
Right.
So, you can register it, and then Tennessee, I couldn't really tell you. That's going to take some research. I might one day, when I have time, look through Tennessee laws and find what it is. I think I looked through it some months ago and couldn't find it.
Right. I mean, it's basically, even when I call, the register of deeds, and they sent, when I talked to the state, they first told me that in order to register something like the religious association or the assumed name, I would have to have a business with that name first. But then they said in order for to register
ask them how to set up a sole proprietorship. How do you register?
Yeah, they said I would have to go to the county for that. But when I talked to the county,
a sole proprietorship is basically a DBA.
Right, exactly. But see, once I talked to the county, they told me that I would have to get a 501c3. You see what I'm saying?
No,
that's what a sole proprietorship.
No, because you use the word religious. Use the word church.
Right.
See, religious organizations have to set up a 501c3, but a church does not.
Okay.
They are exempt. See, it's the wording, the words they use.
Okay. Okay. Man, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to give it another shot tomorrow.
If you want to better understand what I just said, there's a book called Corporation Soul. It's on Amazon for like $9. Get that book and you will, it breaks down that whole 501c3, 508, Corporation Soul.
Corporation Soul? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I appreciate that, God. Real talk, man.
All right.
Yeah, I yield the floor, man.
That's really what you want to set that up anyway. You want to set it up properly. That's a great book.
Right.
Once I go through it some more, I might even get on the air and go through it chapter by chapter. Because it actually shows you how to set up your corporation soul. To set up your bylaws, everything. Your offices of the corporation soul, everything. A lot of the injunction, it says corp soul on it, but really, technically, people are not really set up properly as a corporation soul.
Right.
Like they should, with the proper documentation that they can produce to prove that they're a corporation soul.
Okay. Who is that book by? Or is it a PDF?
No, it's a book. Hang on. It's by an organization. I don't think it's by any particular author. It's gonna have, when you look for the book, it's going to have a flag at the top. It's by the Empowerment Center Overseer and Successes in Corporation Soul. That's the people who wrote it. It's not by one author. It's by an organization.
Oh, okay. I see it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and buy it, man.
Yeah. Good book. All right, bro.
Okay, God. Well, yeah, man, I appreciate that, man.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right. I guess Tennessee, the other guy that had the issues with the state citizen, ain't on tonight. What I'm going to do is take a small break because my daughter's about to call me, so no sense in me getting another call until that happens. I will be back.
Keep it locked on Hindsight Radio.
All right, I'm back. All right. Oh, that's right. It's important to hook up with people that's going places, going in the direction you're going in. Not just any direction, but in the direction that you are going in. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the call lines. Let's go to 731-267.
Peace to the God.
Peace to God. What's going on?
What's going on, brother? Yeah, I'm in Tennessee too, man. I wanted to tell that brother it's a farm. Yeah. You know how they got our shit set up in Tennessee. Department of Homeland Security pretty much run everything. So
really,
and
oh, wow.
Yeah, when you get your any summons that you got with your license or anything like that, it's coming from Department of Homeland Security. That's what's on the letterhead.
Really?
With that being said, yeah, it's been like that for a few years. For a few years. But the form that brother looking for is I gotta grab my other phone. My bad. It's a form he need, man. It ain't he doing too much. It's it's the SS. When you go to the site, it's the SS 4264 form. That's the one it is. You fill it out, get your DBA.
SS 4264.
4262.
4262. Okay.
I tried to type it in the chat a couple times, but it kept, spitting back out.
They don't let you put links. You said SS or SF?
SS, as in Secret Service.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
that's an application for trademark or service mark.
Right.
In Tennessee. That's not a DBA.
Right. But if you're getting pushback, why wouldn't you use that? That was my
well, you
question.
got a trademark and a service mark. Like I have my logo for Hindsight Radio. That's what you call a service mark.
What is the
that's what but that's not a mark. You're just taking a name. A service mark is like a logo that you create.
So all capital letters formed a certain way can't be a service mark or a trademark?
If you do it like a logo, that could be a service mark. The name, if you make it in a circle or something like that, you can make it a service mark, but that's not a DBA.
Right.
Not the same.
Right. Yeah. I get you. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that was a different avenue. Now, that was just
service mark is something that people could see that, hey, that signifies that business, because a business can have a service or trademark as well as a DBA, a doing business as name.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So he needs a DBA because that's what's going to register him properly down at the county the way he needs to be.
So you saying the service mark or trademark on a certificate of live birth ain't the same thing? That's what you're saying to me right now.
That seal that you have on a birth certificate is called that's the state's service mark. Or
right.
seal.
Okay. Thank you.
Now I'm looking in Tennessee, Department of Secretary. They don't even have. You might have to go to a county and do your stuff with them, just like North Carolina doesn't do DBAs on the. They used to. Well, they do it now. There was a time when you had to do all your DBAs on the county level, but I'm looking at the Secretary of State. There's nothing there.
Yeah. We have the same.
What's a county in
Davidson?
Tennessee?
That's the capital.
Davidson County.
Yeah. That's Nashville
County. I feel like I've done this before.
Calling from West 10, probably like Shelby or somewhere in that area.
Okay, business services. Okay, let's see what they got. How to obtain a business license. Business listings. Yeah,
I think it's called a certificate of fictitious names. Something like that.
Now that's another thing for a DBA, but I don't even see that here.
Right. And I think it is county specific.
It's either a certificate of assumed name or certificate of fictitious name. Those are both the same thing. That's a DBA.
Right.
But I don't see. Let's see.
You're gonna get a lot of pushback in Tennessee. I get a lot of pushback, and it's just you got to study Tennessee's history with the corporate United States, and then you'll understand why you get the pushback you do.
That way, their Constitution start out that that they basically are the United States.
Basically. And they have been slowly but surely making sure that happens. I can honestly see, the way it's going, and voters. I hate to say it like this, but if private people don't get their shit together, then Tennessee gonna be a lost cause. It's gonna be DC. Don't be deep.
Well, all of them going in that direction. All of them. Yeah, I don't. All I see is get a business license, obtaining business services for a minimal activity, business name, owner's name, transient application. Yeah, they don't have anything. If you go to the Secretary of State, they talk about LLCs, a corporation. But anyway.
Right. That's why I was saying that, in my mind, a trademark would be the enleas in this case.
No, it's not the same thing. A trademark is could be a symbol. It's a trademark.
And on the application, it shows you that you can sign for it a different way. So you don't have to necessarily sign for it in that all caps name. Feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying, but I know what a trademark is because I got one.
Right.
It says application assignment, trademark, or service mark submissions options. Assignment instruction. A registered mark is assignable with the goodwill of business in which the mark is used, in which the part of the goodwill of the business connected with the use and symbolized by the mark. An assign must be made by instruments in writing duly executed. Into the mark's number, owner's record of the mark, enter the name of the person, enter the name of the person's into which the mark is being assigned. I mean, it's name of mark.
The application worded funny,
mark number. No, it's not funny. I'm just looking at it. If you own the new owner, and then you got to pick a business entity. See, a sole proprietorship is a doing business as.
Right.
That's the what you need right there. And they have down here sole proprietorship, but you got to find out how to register a sole proprietorship because that's where you would say your last name, comma, first name, doing business as. First, middle, last. Hang on. Yeah. See, somebody in Tennessee been working on this DBA for years now. They serve it. This is not the same. You can use it and try to say, hey, this is my mark, but that is not like a doing business as. That's just a mark, a service mark. That's all it is. And you can't, they're not the same thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's where I was getting confused at. I felt like that, that they were the same, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you clarifying that for me because I had no clue. I felt like that was what it was, like worded and signed.
You get a service mark
way.
to protect your logos so nobody else can use it.
Right.
But a DBA, you're showing that this thing is a unincorporated association. That's what you're trying to establish when you're doing a DBA.
Okay. That makes way more sense. Now, my question too is about. Oh, my bad. I don't mean to break the rules. I am really enjoying life right now. I am blessed. I am manifesting the things that's going on in my life. And, man, I appreciate you, and I appreciate, the movement, to be real with you. I mean, I would have never gotten to any of this, and you done showed me so much. I mean, like, it be the crumbs. The breadcrumbs. I don't know if that makes sense to people, but it's like the little bits that get left out of the picture. It makes the picture too. You know what I mean? So you fill in those gaps for me personally through my own study. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you. So that's another thing that's positive in my life. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you're doing, and keep it up, brother. Keep it up, man. Peace and blessings to
thank
you.
you, brother. Thanks.
And
blessings to you as well.
Byron Allen.
Byron Allen?
Yes, sir.
I know the name. That's you?
No. Hell no. I wish. I ain't gonna say. I mean, I wish I was him, but I wish I had that name right now because. Yeah, that's that multi-billionaire that's suing Comcast over the them not letting him put his networks on.
Yeah, I thought that name was familiar. Yeah, okay. Byron Allen.
Yeah. He just got the
Yeah.
the AT&T U-verse thing and Verizon and all that locked down. So, you know what I'm saying? I was just, really getting at you about the commerce side of it. I mean, as far as the legal part of it, you know what I mean? But if you ain't been keeping up, then I ain't gonna even bother you with that one. My next one is notice with intent to sue. I got a big question, and like I said, I'm in Tennessee, so I'm reading a lot of stuff, and nothing.
Somebody found something registering an assumed name right here in the state of Tennessee, but it's not like you could just find it. Somebody put the link there. Apply to register an assumed name. That's what you're looking for right there. If you go to the chat, the link is there.
All right.
Oh.
I'm in the chat.
Oh.
In there.
The link is there. It says, anyone authorized by a business can prepare or file a document and apply to register an assumed name for that business in the state of to Tennessee. To change businesses that you do not have authority to change. So you just click this link and register an assumed name for control. You need a control number. So what's a control? I guess you got to register.
Yeah, that's
like
what
LLC.
you got to get from the secretary.
You got to get a control number, but I think, okay, you got to find what type of business it's up under. So you find the business. So let's just say religious. Those are the different names. Okay. Well, somebody sent that, so that's worth researching into. But you search by business name or secretary and control number. So you're going to need a control number to even register a assumed name registration. So it looks like in Tennessee you have to register as a register as a some type of corporation, then register an assumed name for that corporation. That's where you're going to get the control number from. Secretary control number is a number with zeros to the left to reach 9 digits in length. Oh, coincidentally, it's 9 digits. That's funny. Hang on, I'm just messing with it here. Yeah, so look that up, brother. There you go.
I will. I appreciate it. Appreciate it
right.
to the people in the thing. But one more question. All right, notice with intent to sue. Same state.
Somebody said use your EIN as a control number. Interesting.
I got my couple of EINs. Yeah, that's straight. So, but yet, with the question I wanted to ask you was about the notice to intent to sue.
Yeah, what about it?
All right, so I'm trying to put on notice, certain people in my county, and I'm in Tennessee, so it's a little bit.
Okay, you want to put more notice to do what? Sue?
Yeah. Notice to sue.
Why don't you just sue them? Why you got to give them notice? You give them notice by suing them, and then you serve them.
I was brought up a little differently, so I was taught that a gentleman gives notice.
You give notice by making your demands of what you want, and if they don't meet those demands, then you sue them. Now, you do have to exhaust the administrative process by draw a letter saying, hey, this is what I want for whatever complaint you're making. Give them time to answer. They don't answer. You administratively default them. First notice, second notice, opportunity to cure, third notice, default. Then you go into suit. You sue them.
And I'm gonna do all this with the notary and with a jurat, right?
Well, it's basically the same thing. Notary. You have a notary notarize your jurat. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And send it out registered, a certified mail, and make sure they got it. Yeah. With the green card, all of that.
Yeah. I get my green cards. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right, brother.
You got the hindsight. Keep doing your thing.
Okay,
love.
Thank you.
Peace.
All right. Let's go to 682564.
What's up, Noble?
Do me a favor. Turn your sound down in the background off, please. Thank you. Yeah.
Is you still hear sound? Don't have sound. Okay. I heard something going on. All right, what's going on? What's up, Noble? Just call and check on you. See how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm great. What's going on with you?
Yeah.
You got a question, comment?
No, I just wanted to just holler at you and just make my affirmations that I'm a multi-millionaire and put it on record.
Go ahead. Make your affirmation. There you go.
I just did.
Make them.
Yeah. I'm just treading on scorpions, Though I walk this valley of shadow of death, I feel no evil, so we good. That's my proclamation. But I just want to call and say thank you, brother, for everything you're doing. And you're an excellent teacher, sir. You know what I'm saying? So just keep up the good work. And we got people out here who are willing to jump on that train, because at least you're getting somewhere, the right direction we're trying to go. So
all right. Thank you, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, you're welcome.
All right, take care now, brother.
All right, peace. Back to that DBA in Tennessee. Someone says it's much like Virginia, you would create your own certificate of existence and use your EIN as the 9-digit, as the control number that you created for the DBA. And that's your control number. But how do you register? I guess you would send that to for those in Tennessee, look it up, do your research. There's some information on it. All right. Let's see, where am I? I had a lot of callers, and I don't. They play around with these calls. I can tell you that right now. 702-426.
How you doing, AKIEM? This is Las Vegas.
I'm doing good. How you doing? All right.
I'm good, man. I just want to say, thank you. Peace and blessings to you and your family. And I got a new addition coming to my family. That's what's going good in my life. Baby on the way.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
And,
congratulations.
Thank you. I had a question about something you said a couple shows ago about a court case with about joining the party. Like, can an officer join a party of the DA?
No. Officers really don't have a lot of, like, if the officer, the one that charged you, he's not prosecuting the case. Although he acts like he's prosecuting, to say if it's a traffic ticket, he'll write the traffic ticket out and then tell you what the fine is, and then they give him the authority to reduce it. So he acts like he do, but he don't have that authority to join anybody. It's the prosecution or the because a lawyer.
And he's acting like a witness, then.
Yeah, he's acting as a witness. No, he's acting as a couple of things. He's acting like a witness. He's acting like the judge, and he's acting like the jury.
Right. The reason why I asked the question is because the district attorney is using his statement as like he is a part of of him charging me, and I was trying to see if I could strike. They're using it as like a deposition.
Right. They're using him. What did he swear in? What did he swear in to give that testimony?
He didn't. Well, he didn't, and they don't have an affidavit on file that says he has testimony. So can I strike anything he says? Okay, this is what you got to do. You got to challenge the constitutionality of the very case itself and draw attention to those statements and whatever the prosecutor is using along those lines. You can strike them. Really, it's not a strike. You don't say strike. You say you can say strike. It's another word. It's a motion to exclude. Okay, I'll look it up.
It's another word I want to use. Quash.
Okay. Quash. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Those things have different meanings. It's also another one. Because it's his statement. He arrested. He did whatever the case is. He did the arresting and the accusation. Right. He's playing more than one role, and he can't do that. He can't be a witness and testify against you because he has to have a warrant. He didn't have a warrant when he stopped you.
No, he didn't. No warrants, nothing.
Right?
It was just a regular stop.
Right. He just wrote up this ticket, no warrant, no nothing. He's supposed to take what he witnessed to a judge with an affidavit testifying to the fact of what he witnessed, and then the judge, he's supposed to swear off to the judge under oath that his testimony or his eyewitness statements are true and correct, and he's swearing to that, and they're supposed to give him a warrant, and then he's supposed to go get you.
Oh, so they're trying to do it backwards.
Do that. It's everything. They can't do it but no other way but backwards.
Right.
If they were to do it like the Constitution says, they wouldn't have a business.
Right.
You see, because really he's supposed to take the eyewitness testimony of someone else, and he uses that as a basis to go get his warrant.
Right.
You see?
Right.
Police is supposed to be summoned, hey, this person did this, and they point you out, and it's supposed to be a victim there who's saying you did something to him.
So the best way to defend that is to rebut the discovery, right?
No, how long ago did this ticket happen? It all depends on when you got the ticket.
Right now we got a motion to dismiss in the 5.1. We basically did everything that we was told to do previously. We did the 5.1. We put the Constitution on judicial notice, all that, but they keep pushing it back. So I'm just trying to find more.
Okay, now, here's my question. Wait a minute. Hold.
Yes, sir.
How long after you got the ticket did you do your motion to dismiss?
Within the 21 days.
Great. Okay. So, how long has it been since you did the motion to dismiss?
Oh, it's been, I think we'll be going into like 6 months pretty soon.
Oh, man.
It's been a minute.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. You should have done this. You should have done this at least at 30 to 45 days after you did the motion to dismiss. Okay, here we go. We're going to make this real simple. All right. Hold on. Let me pull something up. I'm eating me a little dark chocolate because that keeps my brain going. Oh. I'm looking for a motion that I actually did. So I can help you with this. The motion you need to file is motion correct. Okay, and this should be this, what I'm looking for. No, that's not it. Bear with me. I just did this. And this is how I got the case dismissed. Okay. You want to do a motion. It's called defendant's request for judgment on motion. And you're going to say defendant's motion for judgment on motion to dismiss dated, and you're going to put the date you entered your motion to dismiss. And basically what you're going to say is state the facts. You enter the motion to dismiss and state the relevant facts. What I would do is, did you do a brief in support of your motion to dismiss?
Yes.
Or memorandum? Okay. I would take that memorandum of the support of my motion to dismiss and use that as a brief in support of my motion for judgment on motion. But you're going to just reword the top of it saying, hey, I entered a motion to dismiss on such and such date, and I'm requesting this is what I said. Defendants, my name, in propria persona, request for judgment on motion to dismiss dated, and I had the date, February 24th, 2017. That's when I did the motion split. Then I said, this is an action. By the way, people don't know, I got my foreclosure case dismissed. Doing this very thing right here. This is an action to foreclose a mortgage on real estate located in such and such county. I just gave them a brief summation of the case. And then I stated some other facts. And then I said the reasons why I should get this motion. And what your reasons is, hey, you entered this motion on such and such date. It's now been, I would do it in days, not months. How many days it's been since? Because they do it in days. They have 21 days to respond, 21, 30 days. So I would say, well, it's been 180 days or whatever days it's been since you entered it, and then take the rule that says they got to respond, and then say you should get a judgment in your favor because the prosecution has failed to rebut or respond to your motion to dismiss. Plus, also emphasize the other reasons why there should be a motion to dismiss.
So
and
put the
make
12B,
sure you
go through 12B again and all that?
Yes, you want to repeat yourself. They repeat themselves when they're coming at you. Oh, yeah,
they do.
He pissed on the wall and he did this. You got to repeat yourself and bring up every point that you say it should be dismissed for. Now you're asking for not only to dismiss the judgment on that motion because he has failed to prosecute.
Right.
That's what he did. It's called failure to prosecute. He didn't respond. You know, he left the battlefield. He left the playing field. He didn't. You hit the ball to him, and he let it go by.
Right. Okay.
Foul. All right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Don't enter. By no means enter a rebuttal, because if you're trying to say that they don't have jurisdiction, and you in your motion to dismiss, they don't have jurisdiction. I'm sure you use that clause.
Right.
They don't have jurisdiction, right?
Because I 12B on all that.
Yeah, okay. If you use any of those and then you go ahead and respond by a rebuttal, you just gave the court jurisdiction.
Okay.
Now, if they do not, if they either you win your judgment or you don't, but you got it on record that you moved the court to answer your motion or make a judgment on your motion.
Right.
Okay? All right. See, this is the reason why we're losing cases, because we do a motion to dismiss us and we sitting back. Well, they ain't answering me. No, you got to get the court to move. Wait a minute, y'all ain't answer me. Okay, I need y'all to enter a judgment on this. You got to keep them moving. Keep them moving. And guess what happened? When I made that judgment and pointed out on the case, the lawyers never even showed up to court because they knew they couldn't. They were done. They were fried.
Right. Case
they didn't even bother showing up. And they said case dismissed for failure to prosecute.
Right.
Boom.
Right, and there was no interest in the case.
Right. Right. See, I had my bases covered. See, we got to cover our bases. So if they try to be corrupt, you got that in your case. So you go to appeals court, and the court says you follow procedure all the way through. They did not. You can never lose on an appeal.
Okay.
You see? Never. See, appeals court usually do not have an interest in these lower court cases. They follow Constitution. But now you're in the Article 3 court, the real court.
Right.
And they're going to look at, you can't enter any new evidence. They're going to look at everything. And they're going to say, boom, boom, bam. He followed. Well, he asked the court to make a decision. Now the court still didn't make a decision. And then they try to find him guilty. And guess what? Every time they push it off, guess what they're doing? They're violating the clause of the Constitution, right to speedy trial.
Right.
Otherwise, you get dismissed for failure to prosecute.
That would have been the other route that I was going to ask you is the speedy trial route.
Right. You trying to get your life, move on with your life, and they playing games. Not answering your stuff. He's not answering your motions. The whoever's prosecuting is not taking you seriously. Like this case ain't serious enough. Mm-hmm. You got your life on hold. He can't do that.
Yeah, because the motions that we put in about the denial of U.S. citizenship and all that stuff, the prosecution didn't deny.
No, hold on. Those are not motions. That's just a notice to let them know what your status are. Yes. People are entering these things as motions, and they're not. And they're looking. So what happens is the court is going to look at it like these are frivolous. I don't know what to do with these. This is how I use my status when I present myself. I say, my name, a national but not a citizen of the United States, see Exhibit A attached here too. Boom, that's how I get my status entered. I entered it as an exhibit. I'm telling them who I am, and there's the proof. That's not a motion. Okay, so thanks for correcting me, because I was thinking that it was a motion and that they had to rebut it. No. Well, they have to rebut it because now you let them know who you are, and then they got to come back and say you're not.
Okay, because they haven't done that. That's why I was asking. They're not rebutting any of my paperwork. They're just taking it.
No. They don't have to rebut that because you didn't enter it like I just said. You just put in, how did you put it in?
I put it on the.
How did you do?
I didn't put it as an exhibit. I just put it in as like an affidavit. Notarized with the unsworn declaration. The unsworn declaration.
So basically, you put it in as a notice of appearance. That's really you should have styled that as a notice of appearance.
Okay.
That's another way. That's the way I do it too. I would say notice of appearance. That's a true court procedure. When you hire a lawyer, he has to give court notice who's appearing he's appearing on his client's behalf. But since you're not going to have a lawyer, you got to give the court notice, hey, I'm appearing as myself, as my own self, and doing business as the illegist.
Okay.
You see?
So should I throw the DBA and all that stuff in there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So the
those
DBA, the birth certificate.
When you say your name, doing business as, see exhibit such and such.
Okay.
Here's your DBA. This is how you get that stuff in it.
No problem.
Like that. Notice of appearance. Boom, boom, boom. Here's it. And then you put it all together. Your DBA is an exhibit. Your affidavit denial U.S. citizenship is an exhibit. Now my exhibit would be my passport application that I got as a national. That's what I would use as an exhibit. I won't use the affidavit denial U.S. citizenship no more. I use the Department of State certified document showing that I am a national.
Yeah, that's got to be certified. I'm still waiting on those. So that's holding me up. Yeah.
Right. That's what I would use now.
Okay.
That I have that.
The only thing
for
I
those
have
that
is
don't have that, still
the
use
authentication
affidavit
and
denial U.S. citizenship.
Okay, yeah, and I got that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's everything, Akeem. I appreciate it, man. And when we gonna be able to get you down here to Vegas again, man?
Vegas. I thought this is Jason.
No, this is Jason's boy. This is Big Sean, man. This is Big Sean.
Oh, okay. Well, he contacted me a few weeks ago when they're trying to put something together there.
Yeah, he told me, but I was just trying to see what was cracking. He told me what he was trying to do, but I don't think nothing's set in stone yet.
So,
okay.
I thought he was going to try to do this month or first week of October.
All right, I'm gonna call him and see what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'll get with him.
I'm looking forward to that.
I got a spot out in Vegas that we did before. We just do it at that spot again.
Okay. I suggested to him maybe we can. Well, I'll hit you in the private. That way, people don't get all stupid. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll hit you in the private.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hit me up. All right. I would love to come back out to Vegas.
Yeah. We want to get you out here so we can get work.
Okay. All right, man. Sure enough. All right, brother.
Yeah.
But let me add this to what you got to do.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you do your motion to have them give you a judgment on that motion to dismiss and they move past it, then you go do your rebuttal. After that.
No problem.
Then you rebut.
No problem.
Because now they're trying to railroad you, but now you rebut and hit them again. Basically, you use your same affidavit or memorandum in support of your motion to dismiss. Because I don't just write new stuff. I use the same argument all the way along. And so now that becomes the rebuttal to the charges. You see what I'm saying? Make it like
yes, sir.
All right,
yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, peace.
All right. Peace.
All right, good, man. We got some good calls tonight. Good calls. People asking good questions. I'm glad he brought that up about these motions. I should have, you know what? Next Tuesday, maybe not Thursday because I got a seminar, I am going to actually pull out my motion and read that whole motion that I put in, motion to correct case caption, because sometimes they'll switch up the case captions on you, especially in foreclosure cases. And I'm going to read that whole motion to get a judgment on my motion to dismiss. You see? So, in a way, I really don't like reading my stuff on the air because guess what? We got copycats out there that go and do their shows and say, I taught this shit. No, they didn't. Y'all ain't never heard that until tonight. That's for a motion for a judgment on your motion. And you can do that with any motion. If you're putting a motion in and they're not responding, you can move the court to give you a judgment on your motion. All right? 510-910. 510-910. You there? You got your mic on mute? All right, we got to move on. I'll try to come back to you for the sake of time. 850-303.
Peace to the God, Brother King.
Peace to God. What's up, brother? What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, all is well. And yourself? Peace to the God.
Everything great. Phenomenal. Life is excellent, as always. Even when difficult things hit my way, it's great. So what's up? What's going on with you? How's life with you?
Hey, just like you. Everything always was good, even when the physical might not appear to be as real as it was once thought to be. But Brother King, I've been you touched on. I noticed you gave out a lot of jewels earlier to a couple other brothers, before you started taking questions. You brought up, and I heard you mention this before. You brought up the fact, okay,
you're talking about appeals. You were saying most appeals are based on what? On constitutional errors or constitutional? More focused towards constitutional?
Most appeal, well, the appellate court, which is usually the Article 3 court or the Supreme Court, is the appellate court, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go by the Constitution if you're using it. You clear that up. A lot of people are fighting cases with, when you go to court, most lawyers, if you hire a lawyer, he's going to use case law to support his arguments. And that's why a case can go either way, because if I get a case law for this, another lawyer's going to find a case law for that, right? And case law that they use is usually appellate court decisions that appellate court ruled in his favor, because see, a court don't have to hear a lower court's decision. They can only agree with the appellate court decision after it's going to the appellate court and they rendered their opinion. And that's why they call them opinions. But here's the problem with that. You could have 4 judges, and one might agree with you and the other 3 may not. So their opinions don't agree with yours, right? So you lose.
Right.
But here's one thing they don't have can't have an opinion on is the Constitution.
It's Constitution. That's why, always. Yeah, it's previously, now I'm more focused on, not even caring about, not even caring about a statute, code, or ordinance. My questions now are, all of my questions are constitutional in nature. It's not even focused around a state statute or none of that. It's just, okay,
right.
According to the Constitution, is everyone being protected? And whose duty is it to provide the other one that duty? And then another thing, hey, can you tell me, what is it if all of these people in all of the history of the land and judicial law, how are they just handing these people, in your level of understanding, how are these people winning these so-called judgments if they're not like natural people? And they're not even bringing up the Constitution. Are they just throwing the whole game and whole system a bone to keep the bigger fraud going?
Repeat your question. I'm a little confused. What are you saying?
You know how we know as operating in the private how we would approach a case, right? And we would be in our proper person. We would be in our proper person. But how is these other so-called attorneys able to get these people that aren't operating in the private? They're not operating as a national. They're just, 14th Amendment court. How are they winning judgment? How are they winning judgment?
They're winning judgment based off a lot of times they're winning judgments because they're paying off to win those judgments. Number 2, is when I got in some trouble some long time ago over some nonsense, and my buddy hooked me up with his high-priced lawyer.
Right.
And without saying it, the lawyer said, well, this is what you're going to cost you, and I guarantee you nothing to happen to you. This is what it's going to cost. And he was asking for a good amount of money. Right. So, and he went on to say some other things that he really wasn't saying. He was part of a club. All he was going to do is take my money and grease the palm of the judge and the prosecuting attorney.
Yeah.
That's how they win it. If you get you a high price, but you have to have a high price lawyer that's in the club, and they go out for drinks, and they say, hey, let this guy go. Here you go. Here's his club membership. It's all part of that. Now that's one way. The other way is it just depends on the court. But if you're dealing in criminal cases, most of the time they're making deals. It depends on how much money you're paying. Your deal could include no jail time.
Yep. Unless you use the tactics, you're right. Unless you use the tactics that we learn over here at, in the private community, doing things the way that we want to do it. Because you keep on the Constitution.
You asked the question. Why would you? That question. Why are you spending your time wondering why they win?
Because
you need to work. Why? How about worrying about how you gonna win? See, I don't spend. My people ask me questions outside of the realm of what I care about. I don't care about how they win. I care about me winning and the people I'm working with winning. How they winning, that's how they win. If that's too much, taking my knowledge, taking my mind off of the things I need to concentrate on.
I'm concentrating on it all, bro. Because that's like reading like an opinion. You kind of see how the appeal. Because, like you guys teachers, you can even learn from reading the justice's, decision on the case. Like Dred Scott, they gave us the answer to why Dred Scott didn't win his case.
Yeah, you can read that. Yes, that's true. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if I'm using the Constitution and the Constitution is very specific about what elements they need to have, and they don't have one of those elements.
Yeah. According to the Constitution. Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah. That's all I need to point to. That keep pointing at that. When I do cases, I got people. A guy he wants to sue for defamation of character. Do all of that. I say, yeah, you can do that, but that's not what we want to do right now. Right now, we want to beat them and shut them down procedurally.
Yeah.
Because we know they're not going to answer these constitutional statements. They never do. Yeah. So that's going to give you a default judgment in your favor. Yeah. Let's beat them that way. All right, brother.
Get the win. You're right.
Yeah, get the win, then go sue.
Get the win, then move.
Now you can sue. Hey, y'all defamed me. Y'all put me in the paper. Y'all did all this stuff, and y'all were wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I do. It's called chess. You don't show every move in the game of chess.
Okay. Let me ask you one last question if I can. How would you determine jurisdiction? How will you determine jurisdiction? Like summing everything up, within everything.
Man, I'm not answering that. You've been listening to this stuff so long that that's a question that I wouldn't even waste my time answering that.
You wouldn't even answer. So I'm supposed to know that.
No,
one, right?
Why would I? Why are you asking me a question you're supposed to already know the answer to? Because you're not asking me
I like
because you really want to know.
No. I mean,
all right, man. Peace. Come on. I know a test question when I hear it. All right, it's 9:00. That's it for me. Remember, Saturday, we got the seminar, September the 14th. Look forward to seeing you there. My son's supposed to be he does a show on Saturdays now. He's been a little out of commission for the last couple of weeks. He was taking care of some stuff, so he's doing a Friday and Saturday morning show. But anyway, all right, everybody, peace, prosperity, wealth, and good health to you all, and have a good night. I'll leave y'all with some Reverend Ike for the last 30 minutes or so.
I'm going to talk to you today from the subject, a technique that does the trick. And remind you also that I don't let my subject interfere with what I have to say. A bit of definition for a moment. Let's define the word technique. Technique, a method of accomplishing a desired aim. A method of accomplishing a practical purpose. Technique, a method of accomplishing a practical purpose. So today I'm going to talk about a method and methods of achieving and maintaining health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. And of course, we're always talking about this because the science of living, as we call it, is a technology of living. And we're constantly giving you practical ways and means of accomplishing your good aims. I want to share with you this subject from a success idea by the same name, a technique that does the trick. And I want to talk about the success idea for just a moment. Everything in your life comes from the ideas in your mind. And you're never going to get any further in life than the ideas in your mind. And each month, I publish what I call a spoonful of positive ideas for you to feed to your mind, to nourish it, so that it will be strong in achieving the purpose that you desire. A success idea can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes to read. But when you take this extra time each day to read and to study and to contemplate upon a powerful idea, it will make a difference in your life. Because again, the Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. In this success idea, technique that does the trick, I refer to a very interesting technique used by a very rich and successful man, the way he begins his day. I didn't name him in the success idea, but I'll tell you who he is now. It's W. Clement Stone. And he uses the term PMA, positive mental attitude. And it is said that he begins his day, every day, by saying, I feel good, I feel great, I feel terrific. And I'm sure that if some purely intellectual people were to hear a grown man, a business executive, a multimillionaire going around shouting, I feel great, I feel good, I feel terrific, they'd probably say, well, maybe we'd better commit him. He's old and senile. But more than that, for years, Mr. Stone, in his organizational meetings and salesmen's meetings, he would teach his sales staff and his organizational people to sing that old Sunday school song, I feel the joy, joy, joy down in my heart. And all of this which I'm explaining is the technique by which one pumps up his feelings. And may I say to you that you should make it a practice every day, and especially in the mornings, to pump up your feelings. Whatever you can do to lift up your feeling nature will lift up your entire experience of life. I want to repeat it again. Whatever you can do to lift up your feeling nature will lift up your entire experience of life. If listening to a particular piece of music makes you feel better, that too is a spiritual mental technique. So many times, people divide between the so-called spiritual and the secular without really understanding the mind science behind things. And may I say to you, whatever is good and right, and it does not hurt you, and it does not harm anyone else, but it helps you to lift up your feeling nature, that is a good spiritual technique. Wherever people get together and rejoice, that's good. That's a good spiritual mental technique for lifting up your feelings. And of course, this is really the meaning in the Bible where Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. You see, the serpent crawls on its belly, and the belly represents the feeling nature. And you should not go through life crawling on your belly. In other words, with your feelings low, feeling low. And you remember, for the healing of the people, Moses was instructed to make a brazen serpent and hold it up. And everyone who would look up would be healed and would live. Again, as I said, it really means that we're not to go through life crawling in our feeling nature, but we are rather to lift up our feeling nature, to lift up our hearts, to lift up our minds, to lift up our emotions. And we are to do those things which do not harm us and which do not harm anybody else, which help to lift up our feeling nature. You've got to learn how to be high on happiness. Their wonderful television minister in this area preached a sermon, I believe, once on television. That was the title of it, How to Be High on Happiness Every Day. So every day you should ride a mighty high. You should lift up the serpent. Lift up your feelings. Again, that beautiful psalm bespeaks this when it says, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills from whence cometh my help. And whatever makes you feel low, like a serpent crawling on its belly, you should leave it alone and lift up your feelings. You should not even go back into your past and think upon those bad experiences in the past that make you feel low. Stop thinking about that dirty deal that SOB did you last year. It makes you feel low. Be careful how you read that newspaper. For God's sake, don't listen to that news before you go to sleep. That 11 o'clock news will give you a lethal dose of bad vibration. As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whosoever believeth in him should live. Again, to define the technique that I'm talking about, it's a technique of lifting up your feelings. You know, I told you that life meets you like you meet life. You see, and you should meet life with a feeling of joy, a feeling of happiness, a feeling of the expectation of good. You know, some of you are like Brother Job. Sometimes in preaching on Job, the fundamentalist minister would use the subject, why do the righteous suffer? In other words, that's what they're trying to find. Why do good people suffer? And as I've told you, and it bears repeating here, you can be morally straight but mentally crooked, and you'll suffer. You can be morally and ethically straight and correct, but if you do not know how to positively relate to your emotions, the processes of your mind, you will suffer. And this is what happened to Job. I wondered what happened to him too. And then I listened to him. As I told you, when people talk to me now about whatever their problem is, this is why I don't have long sessions talking to people about their problems anymore. In the first place, within the first few seconds, I can tell why they're having those problems. And one of the reasons they're having those problems is because they think about them and talk about them. And when you think about your problem all the time and talk about it all the time, this feeds it. It gets bigger and eats you up. I listened to Job. And I heard him say, the thing I greatly feared has come upon me. So that's what got Job, the thing. So he didn't even know what the hell it was. Just like some of you, you don't know why the hell you feel so bad. But you're going around crawling on your belly, feelings dragging in the dirt. Go to the psychiatrist for 10 years and pay him $15,000, and he still doesn't know. And these psychiatrists, they have to find some techniques also, to throw off that stuff you put on them. I can tell you a little about this. It's been my pleasure to share with the psychiatrists at Harvard Medical School, Department of Psychiatry in Boston. One of my friends, a psychiatrist, told me that at their last convention, the psychiatrists drank more liquor than any convention in the history of that hotel. I won't tell you what city and what hotel. Now, that technique is not a technique that works. That's not the one that I'm talking about. That's not the technique that I'm recommending to you today. You should not have to depend upon alcohol and drugs to get your mighty high. Because when you do depend upon these things to get your mighty high, you haven't found the real thing yet. Because when you really find the real thing, the presence, the power of God within you, that is the highest high. Job said, the thing I greatly feared has come upon me. Why are some people so fearful? Why are their feelings dragging the ground? Some of them don't know. It's just a thing. Why do you feel so bad? I don't know. Your expensive psychiatrist, he doesn't know. You just feel bad. You have to learn how to lift up your feelings, to lift up your emotions. You should learn to practice every day pumping up your feelings. Ask yourself this question, and it's important. What do I feel that I should be like at certain ages? I want you to write that down. I want you to really study that. What do I feel that I should be like at certain ages? You've got to watch these feelings again. And where did you get these ideas and feelings? Where did I get these ideas and feelings about what I should be like at various ages? And again, I want to warn you, there are just certain things you shouldn't always be saying and telling people. You keep telling people, I am 35. And you keep on going. I am 60. I am 65. And then people project all these things onto you. Just like when people say to me, what sign are you? For God's sake, don't ever tell that. You see, that's why I told you, people say, well, Reverend Ike, don't tell me I've thought up all these negative things on myself. I didn't think this. I didn't think up this rheumatism. No, the world mind already have these cut and dry negative thoughts ready for you. You see, if you're a Libra, you've got it all cut out for you. You don't have to think that up. If you so-called under the sign, if you mentally put yourself under the sign of Libra, it's all fixed for you. And people say to me, Reverend Ike, what's your sign? I say, the dollar sign. In the world mind, in the body of world thought, there are already certain definitions ready-made for you before you got here. And this is the meaning of the scripture, born in sin and shapen in iniquity. Means that you were born into a world of negative ideas and you permitted these negative ideas to shape your destiny. But do not permit your feelings about yourself to be determined by world thought. Lift up the serpent. Lift up your feeling nature. Don't go through life crawling upon your belly. And I may say that many more times in the next few minutes before this is over because it's very important. A lot of people may poke fun at this technique of pumping up one's feelings by saying, I feel good. The real intellectual people ask it all the time. Well, Reverend, how can I say I don't feel good if I don't feel good? Yes, that is really the time you ought to say, I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. Before I thought of this as a technique, I remember one morning in South Carolina, I just woke up and for some reason, just a blue mood. Phonograph was right beside the bed, and I had a good shouting gospel record there, and I slapped it on the turntable and turned it up and just made one leap out of bed and started dancing. And that was a technique that did the trick. So you can turn on the radio early in the morning, hear all of these wonderful speakers giving you a charge to begin your day. God bless all of those wonderful ministers and programs. Whatever turns you on, find something that turns you on, that doesn't hurt you and doesn't hurt anybody else. And let that be your technique for pumping up your feelings. Find somebody that turns you on. I think that each person in any kind of relationship should be benefited, should be blessed. I think that there should be a great giving and receiving in every relationship. And don't hang around too long with these people who are always pulling your charge and not giving you a charge back. All right. Some of these things may sound strange, and the purely intellectual may poke fun at some of these homespun techniques. But this practice of pumping up feelings has made many men successful and rich and prosperous, and will do the same for you. I use the terminology here, the trick. And here is the trick. Whatever you feel about yourself deep within your heart, your subconscious mind, you can and will be, do, and have. Feeling is the trick. But be sure that you never use your mind power to think, wish, or feel evil toward yourself or another. Because your ill feelings toward another will get you first. You have to be careful how you relate to your feelings. Another thing, and let me ask you this. Do you rule your feelings or do your feelings rule you? Don't answer out loudly. Write it in the first person. Do I rule my feelings or do my feelings rule me? That's a good point where I can make a pitch for Reverend Ike's sermon. Tell your feelings how to feel. Tell your mind what to think. Tell your feelings how to feel. Tell your body how to react. Do I rule my feelings or do my feelings rule me? Do you just sit down and accept whatever feeling that comes along to you? If you are, you're in trouble. Decide how you want to feel. Decide what you want to feel. And manipulate your feelings in that way. Spend time with people who are of a happy disposition. If there's some sad sacks in your life, try to cheer them up. If they won't let you cheer them up, leave them alone. The old saying is, misery loves company. And you know, those people who are always feeling bad, they'll even feel worse if you won't feel bad with them. You don't love me because you won't feel bad with me. It has been correctly said, if you feel right about yourself, you can do anything. Let me give you this early morning question. How do I feel about myself today? More than that, let's make it an instant question. How do I feel about myself right now? Let's say that loudly. How do I feel about myself right now? Underline feel. How do I feel about myself? Don't answer out loudly. This is to be handled in the counsels of your own mind. And as a matter of fact, I think you should ask yourself that question several times a day. How do I feel about myself right now? Because the results that you will achieve are in your present attitude, in your present feeling, in your present disposition. The results that you will achieve in life are just as certain as your feeling about yourself. That's why we call this science. Because it is a knowing. As I said last week, we are not dealing here with blind faith or dumb luck. This is science. This is why it has been called by various names such as science of mind, or mind science, or science of living, or science of self-awareness. Because if you know how you feel about yourself, you also know the results that you're going to achieve. If you want to know your fate, if you want to know your future, your fate, your future are just as certain as your feeling about yourself. Your basic gut feeling about yourself. Now let's get low with this and right for cross-examining yourself. What is my gut feeling about myself? Ask yourself the question, what is my gut feeling about myself? You know, on the intellectual level there on the top of your head, many little feelings may come and go. Maybe they're questions, maybe they're doubts. Maybe you don't particularly know the specifics of how, when, or where something is going to work out. Well, that's not all that important. But the most important thing is the question, what is my gut feeling about myself? As businessmen sometimes say, what is my gut level feeling about myself? And I like to be verbose about this and repetitious. And so we're going to say it again, adding that word. What is my gut level feeling about myself? Come on. What is my gut level feeling about myself? You know, maybe something didn't happen quite like I thought it should have happened objectively. But be that as it may, that really isn't so important. For the most important thing in my life is my gut level feeling about myself. You know, way down deep, below the intellect, below the reasoning mind, below the belt, to use boxing terms. And that's something really to think about. And if I can find some techniques for establishing positive gut-level feelings about myself, my positive gut-level feeling about myself will really take care of all of the details. You see, because on the level of the subconscious mind here again works by feeling. Like all of these affirmations that we say. You know, affirmation is one of the techniques that we use here in mind science. But when that affirmation gets to the subconscious, it is translated as feeling to the subconscious. And so all that we're doing here, all of the techniques that we're using here, are geared toward one thing, and that is toward manipulating our gut level feeling about ourselves. I'm sensing here a wonderful silence, because I think that you are asking yourselves this question. And you know it's a wonderful work that you're going to have to do, even when you get alone. In here, down here, what do I feel? If on this gut level I feel I'm all right, I'm going to make it. I'll make it. On this gut level of feeling, if I feel that I'm being led in ways of success and prosperity, I'll be led in ways of success and prosperity. There may be some uncertainty many times on the intellectual level, but keep that gut level feeling positive. This is, again, what the Scripture, that great book of mind science, means when it says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Too many times we just stay in the intellect all the time. I taught the church in New York once to say, God is the answer. A school teacher, very intellectual man in the congregation, wrote me a beautiful note. He said, Reverend Ike, I know that God is the answer, but when? That's the intellect. But if down here on the gut level of my feelings, I accept the idea and I accept the confidence that God in me is my answer right now, and I feel that with all my heart. Perhaps I use sometimes some of the other words. God in me is my everything, and I don't have to worry about anything. If I feel that on the gut level, the details of the when, where, and how will take care of themselves. Because, you see, this is another thing. In the subconscious, it's always now. In the subconscious, there is no past, present, or future. If you really feel something, on the subconscious level of mind, it already is. This is why the master teacher of mind science, Jesus, taught us. When you pray for something, believe that you already have it and you'll have it. If you want something, establish a gut level feeling that you already have it. You see, that's deeper than the intellect. And don't let the intellect trip you up. You see, the intellect is right in its place. And perhaps, again, we will publish those charts that we used in the last session to show you the work which the different departments of mind do. You see, the intellect is the choosing level of mind. It's not evil, but its office is to choose, to select. You see, intellectually, with the reasoning mind, I decide I want to be rich. I decide I want to have more money. I decide I want to be healthy, happy, successful, and prosperous. All right, I've chosen that. And I must not stay on the level of the intellect with that. I must establish a feeling of health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money at the gut level of my feeling. That's the technique that will do the trick. And even many times it's good to suspend the intellect and don't let it ask too many questions. Or it will kill your high aspirations by asking you how. What? Go to the gut level and feel it there. The master person never lets his feelings control him. He uses his mind power to control his feelings. Practice giving orders to your mind and feelings. They will learn to obey you. You know, before you go to bed, before you go to sleep at night, and this is very important, it's very important to program your feelings and your thoughts before going to sleep at night. Be sure you go to sleep in the right attitude. While you're asleep, the things that you have programmed for will be working out. Go to sleep feeling right about yourself. Don't ever go to sleep unless you feel right about yourself, unless you feel right with yourself and with everybody else. And if there was somebody that you had some misunderstanding toward, you can settle that right there by thinking love and understanding, by forgiving yourself and forgiving the other person. One of the most dangerous things that you can do is to drift off into sleep with negative feelings. Because these negative feelings go out as vibrations throughout the universe and will contact people and bring them into your life. You'll wonder where all these SOBs came from. So you start using this technique tonight before you go to sleep. Start out by asking yourself the question, how do I feel about myself? I think there's an exercise here in this success idea. Yes. You can use this exercise here, the prayer of affirmation, and this success idea, a technique that does the trick. You can use it at night, you can use it in the morning. It tells you to say, I feel good, I feel great, I feel terrific. I feel the healing power of God Almighty flowing in my soul, mind, and body. I feel happy about myself. I feel loved, I feel loving. I feel successful, I feel prosperous. I am full of the money feeling. And as Reverend Ike says, fulfillment will bring fulfillment. I've never heard the word fulfillment before until I heard Reverend Ike say it. But whatever you want in life, get full of the feeling of already having it. And the subconscious mind will work out its own ways and means and lead you into being, doing, and having the good which you desire. All right. Let's get in a relaxed mood. Just change position. Stretch if you want to. This will take perhaps 5 minutes, but it's worth your time. Let's get to gut level. Close your eyes. Tilt your chin upward. Repeat this after me. Right here and right now. I go down to gut level. Way down where I feel. In the secret place of my being, where only I really know how I feel. Where only I really know how I believe. It doesn't matter what has happened. It doesn't matter what's happening around me. It only matters what I make happen here at gut level. If I feel right about myself at gut level, this righteousness will guide my affairs. If I feel right about myself at gut level, I will be led in right ways, connected with the right people, connected with all of the right ways and means, for every right purpose. And now I tell my feelings how to feel. I'm not going to accept any feeling impressions from conditions. I tell my feelings how to feel. Feelings, I want you to feel good. And here at gut level, I decree, I speak my word. I make it my business to feel good. I make it my business to feel great. I make it my business to feel terrific. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I feel the healing power of God Almighty flowing. I feel it. Thank you, God, in me. The healing presence of God keeps me well and transmits healing power to others through me. I feel the help of God in me at gut level. I feel happy about myself at gut level. I feel happy about myself since God is in me. I have every reason to be happy. I'm excited about the presence, power, and unlimited possibilities of God in me. I transmit this happiness to everyone who is any part of my life, no matter where they may be. My heart overflows with the joy of living. I feel it. Happiness at gut level. I feel loved. At gut level, I feel loved. And at gut level, I am thankful for being loved. I feel loved by all of the right people for every right purpose. At gut level, I feel love. And at gut level, I feel loving. I feel the love of God vibrating from me throughout the cosmos unto everyone and everything. Thank you, love of God. At gut level, I feel loving and beloved in divine order. I love myself correctly. I love the God in me. Therefore, I love others correctly. This kind of loving compels me to be right with myself and compels everyone and everything to be right with me. Wonderful love. I feel it. I feel it. I feel love. Thank you, God, in me. And in this love, I cannot be harmed. In this love, I cannot harm. I feel it at gut level. Love, love, love. At gut level, I feel success and prosperity. I fish around in the deep waters of my mind with the hook of faith and feeling, and I hook into success. I hook into prosperity, and I pull them up into demonstration. At gut level, I feel successful. I feel prosperous. God put success and prosperity into my being. I am born to succeed and prosper. I feel rich in every way. I feel rich in health, happiness, love, success, prosperity. I feel it at gut level. Thank you, God, in me. And now I let down the money hook of faith and feeling. into the deep subconscious waters of my mind. And I'm fishing around for money. Here it is. I feel money tugging at my line. This is a big one. This is a big money fish. This is the fish that the Master spoke about. Go thou to the sea, cast in a hook, and take the fish that first comes up. Look in his mouth, and you shall find money. I feel it. A big piece of money biting my line, tugging. I see myself pulling in the money. Pulling in the money. One big piece of money after another. Out of the deep subconscious waters of my mind, I feel money. At gut level, I feel right about money. I feel good about money. I don't serve money. Money serves me. I'm right with money. At gut level, I feel myself having lots and lots of money. Thank you, God, in me, for money and all of the infinite goodness of life. Open your eyes slowly. I caught that one. Let's stand. How many of you got down to gut level with me? All right. So now don't fuss with conditions, situations, and circumstances. Go to gut level. Don't fuss and fight with people. Go to gut level and get your feelings right. How do I feel about my child? Maybe the child is, as they say in religious circles, is out in the world. But go to gut level and feel right about the child. If you've got deals in the making and so on, just go to gut level. And I'll tell you something. In life, every deal that did not go the way I thought it should have gone at the moment, it went right and it went better at another point. I was reviewing that last week. I went back to my hometown and intended to build a church there. I didn't build one there, but I built a better one and a bigger one in the neighboring county, and I did it with great ease. I went to Boston to build a huge congregation there. At that point, I didn't do it, but I went to New York and built the largest congregation in New York that shows up. Built it with ease. Bought and paid for a whole block and then gold-plated the whole blessed thing on the inside. Did it with ease. Just feel right at gut level. Just go there. Stop fussing with people and with things and conditions and situations. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.